welcome to the Muzzle of Yarn podcast. It's Tuesday. It's the 6th of December.
Dark and stormy Tuesday.
Yep. And the store's open for just a little bit longer, so you may hear some background noise, but probably maybe not too much.
We should see.
Yeah. And so this is a podcast, videocast, YouTube, whatever it is. We can't decide
Channel.
actually what it is.
Channel.
That we bring to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, where you can buy almost all the things that we're going to show you and talk about today. And you can find the store out on social media as Must Love Yarn. So come check out Instagram, Facebook, probably the best places.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not really. I'm awake.
No, I know. It's been a long weekend. It's only Tuesday.
I know.
So, and I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
And you can find me on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram at Jennifer_Arbuckle and on Ravelry as J Arbuckle or Jarbuckle, depending on your preference.
Jarbuckle. Yes. And so we like to start our podcast with our podcast pick.
Right, I was like, for a brief moment, I was like, wait, what are we doing?
What's up?
Did we pick one?
What?
More importantly.
I know. Yes, we did. We decided to bring you a little bit of a treat this time because putting all of the worsted bulky and super bulky on sale the last 2 weeks wasn't enough.
It worked though. People figured it out.
And people used the coupon code. It was amazing.
Yeah. It wasn't as confusing as we thought it could have been.
No, it was fine. So the way our podcast pick works is for 2 weeks from when the episode drops, with the code that we'll give you, you can get 10% off the items that we are going to talk about. And so this means it will run from December 9th through December 23rd. So right before Christmas.
Indeed.
And so what we've decided to bring to you is any of our remaining Seasons of Vermont boxes.
That's right. This is not cutting to a different part of the podcast where we talk about the box, which we will do shortly. But
any of them, including our most recent one, which is Harmony. No. Harmony.
Yep.
Okay, good. I had it right. So Harmony and any of the other available boxes, whether it's from 2022, whether it's from 2020, there may...
I think there's one or two random ones left.
Hanging around.
Go see what you can find.
Have them out as a collection, and we'll link to the collection. So any of the available ones there, you can get 10% off for the next 2 weeks.
Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays with the code, I think, PPSOV.
I was going to say PP Vermont.
Oh, we'll do that one. That works
That's
too.
Easier,
PP
right?
Vermont. Yep.
Yeah. A little bit of Vermont just for you at the holiday time.
Yes.
Very holiday-ish in Vermont sometimes.
Thank you to you.
Yes. And we will talk more about this one in a few minutes.
In a few minutes. But anyway, so enjoy.
Have
we
fun.
hope that you take us up on this one. These don't go on sale too often. So
I think this is the first time. Right.
First time for everything. So
that's right.
Yes. So we hope you find one that you like.
Yeah.
And that catches your eye.
Lots of choices out there.
Lots of choices.
Yes.
Lots of fun variety. Different bags, different yarns, different patterns. Like. Take a look.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's our podcast pick. And so, what are you wearing today?
Stopover.
Can't
even see the yoke.
You're hiding behind the box.
Stuck behind the box. Yes, so this is Mary Jane Mucklestone's pattern from 5 years ago.
Yep.
Something like that. And I knit it in Let Lopi. So, there'll be a link to it in our show notes.
Yep.
Down below, but I wear this a lot. It's like the perfect weight. And also, I know this is going to be a huge shock to everyone, but this is one of her patterns that is knit on larger needles.
Imagine that. That's so weird.
It's a worsted weight, but it was knit on like maybe 9s or 10s even, maybe. I don't know. So it's kind of loose, but it's nice with the Lopi that way. So it's always just like this like exactly right warm layer.
Right. Otherwise
Yesterday,
it's too hot.
Yesterday I don't know what I was wearing, like a sweater and like a fleece vest or whatever. And, after I always get cold after lunch. I don't know what it is. And so I was like wrapped up, and I have like a collection of scarves and shawls and wraps in my office because I get cold randomly. And, but today I just wore this all day. I did not need to wrap up in something else because it's like the perfect temperature.
Nice.
So anyway, one of my favorites. It's getting a little bit beaten up, but I still like it.
Yeah. And I
gonna
am
say.
wearing hydrangea, which I wear
yes.
a huge amount.
Because it's that beautiful color.
It's gray. It goes with almost everything,
Yeah.
and the weight of it is super nice,
Yeah.
particularly for these in between times.
Yeah.
Again, it's not too hot, not too cold. It keeps me warm.
Yeah.
Keeps the drafts off the back of my neck.
Yeah.
I think it's something with like the silk that's in it. Like it's just like that right, like nice temperature regulating.
Yeah.
But it literally goes with everything in my wardrobe. So
Yeah. Yes. Right. It's interesting that as much as I love all the brightly colored and different ones that shawls that I've made, I do tend to pick like the neutral ones over and over and over again because they're just easy to grab.
Yeah.
And they do always match
and,
everything.
And it's easy, if I get too hot, it's easy to take off. It doesn't, I don't have to pull it over my head. Like it's just, it's a good size.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it for me.
All right. And our mannequin is wearing project bags.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's an art installation.
It is an art installation.
No. But we just thought we have a new supply of project bags from Fits You Perfectly. And she did a trunk show for us a couple of weeks ago, pop-up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just went and collected a handful of them. We actually have more. Probably can't see them all, but we'll put this box down in a little bit. But anyway, super fun. Lots of great holiday prints as well as everyday prints.
Yeah, they're always super well made and just fun,
so cute,
cheerful. In fact, this is the bag that I picked up at the pop-up
Mm-hmm.
when I was not going to buy more bags.
We'll talk more about her in just a minute.
Here I am with another project bag, but look, like she's got the fun little stripey. It matches the fabric perfectly. Like it's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
gorgeous and fun.
Yeah,
and it's a good size. So
it's like her large. Maybe.
Yeah, this is that's a large one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so that's what everybody's wearing.
That's what everybody's wearing. So what do you got for finished objects there?
I have one probably. I had my no-name hat on that list, I think, but it's not quite done. I thought I was going to finish it at lunchtime today, but I did not. So really, I probably showed this a little bit, but my finished object is my cowl.
That's just gorgeous.
Pattern for the Seasons of Vermont box. We'll just weave it into every conversation we have.
It'll be the whole thing.
So this is the pattern, Must Love Winter. And it's like the perfect, it's much nicer now that it's blocked, I will say that, but it's just like the perfect, that did a nice, it's definitely winter.
Yeah.
Static hair.
Yep.
It's like the perfect layer of,
nice.
And it is A-line on purpose. I might leave it on because it's nice and cozy. To wear under a coat or just, again, to keep your neck and shoulders warm. But super fun, and it smells like the soap.
Nice.
That's in the box.
Nice.
So that is finished.
Yay.
It was almost finished last time probably, but not only is it finished, but the pattern got written. Everything got done on time.
That's amazing.
Yes. Well, it's necessary. All right.
So I finished that hat.
Oh, yes.
And not only did it is...
Oh, it's the Musselburgh one.
It's full spectrum.
Oh, right.
So
with the rib. Yeah.
Very similar to Musselburgh, but it's got ribbing.
It's so funny, this whole section.
No, I know, like where there's pooling just based on...
Did it pool on the other side too? I didn't think it was.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, no, it did.
It did.
But only at that one section. It's so funny. It's all striped other than...
Yeah. There's
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting what this
But it
yarn
looks
does.
striped. Like when
I
I'm just
know.
looking, until I looked up there, I didn't really see the pool.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yep. So the teacher gift
Mm-hmm.
is done. It's very kind of just
Mm-hmm.
slouchy.
Is that what yarn was that again?
It's it's from Deep Stash. It's like
yeah.
Mad Color.
Mm-hmm.
So, something I've had for a really long time. It's probably from some sort of
Oh, that's right.
club.
Abigail picked it out.
Yeah,
right,
Abigail
right.
picked it out of Stash.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really light fingering, so I was like, oh, of course she picks the light fingering. And I got a knit hat out of that. Awesome.
And you can't double it up because it's stripy.
No, well, I figured it would be fine since I was planning on doing it the lined.
Yeah.
So
But you have to knit twice as big of a hat.
twice. I knit 2 hats. But it's done.
Mm-hmm.
All the handmade portions of the teacher gifts are finished.
Awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Done. Now you
Yeah.
can
I
just-
need to block them all. Everything needs to be blocked.
Yeah. Now you
So-
can just let them be, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have that as a finished object. I have a couple other smaller finished objects.
I do not have anything other finished object.
I didn't. One of them I didn't put into show notes. Let's do the one that I did put into show notes. So I
Oh.
crocheted a thing. Crocheted. It's a fish.
Oh. I did think it was a mouse for a minute because you were holding it up the other way for a minute.
And this kind of makes it look. I mean, I suppose
Yes.
it could be a mouse.
It's a mouse. That's its tail.
That way, and those are its ears.
Yeah.
But it's technically a fish, I
Oh.
think.
It's very cute.
I just put the bell on for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see, could I crochet a cat toy for fun? My cats are kind of like, meh. Well,
Do they like catnip, though?
they do. It has catnip in it. They could not be arsed to like play with this thing at all.
My cat is very fond of catnip. He'll chase
Mine
anything.
usually are too. And the bell usually is enough to get their
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. My cats are weird. But it's 2 strands of worsted weight yarn held together.
Mm-hmm.
Was very quick little project. It was kind of fun. I might make some more just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
So look, I can crochet. I can crochet a little thing.
And a shaped thing. I'm very impressed by that.
Yes. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I crocheted some more things.
Did you?
Yes. Do you remember the hair tie thing?
Nope.
With the velvet yarn.
Vaguely.
Oh, yeah. So I've figured out the right size, right? Because I had like 3 or 4 of them and they were different sizes. And I was like, oh, some of these look weird. So I've decided on this size.
Mm-hmm.
I have about 10 of them
Oh, goodness.
because they're for the holiday bazaar,
Mm-hmm.
my kid's school.
Mm-hmm.
But super fast. It's like an hour's worth of work, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Are they knit or crocheted?
They're crocheted.
Oh, crocheted. You already said that.
They're crocheted around a ponytail holder.
Oh, that sounds painful.
It's not actually, they're actually faster than you would think. On super bulky yarn, it's just one single crochet all the way around,
Oh,
which is why they're super fast.
oh, yeah.
So, anyway,
Nifty.
yeah, something fun. Crocheting. Crocheting a bag of things. I got the
I'm very
green ones
impressed.
are almost done. Up next is this color.
Oh, those will be fun. Snowy owl or whatever it's called.
I think it's technically like Arctic fox or something.
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Either way. One of those white critters.
Yes. So, because why not craft 30 of something at the last minute? Remember the gnome debacle from last year? This is just happening again.
It's amazing to me that you do not learn from these.
I do not learn. No, I don't. I'm not making gnomes, but yes, I'm going to crochet hair ties. Why not?
Yes. And how many do they need?
I don't know how many ever I give them.
Oh,
So
all right.
we'll see.
Well, that's fine.
I mean,
because
this
you could
was
be
like-
done.
I mean, this was 10, and it took me
Yeah.
like an hour, and probably a chunk of that was trying to
the first.
the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, if I do a couple a night for like the next week, it'll be fine. I have plenty.
Yes.
So,
Sure.
yeah. Or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I'll be walking in with a bag when I'm there to do setup.
That's right.
It's gonna happen.
That's exactly right.
Or I'll be
Right.
at setup being like, I have to finish this. I'll drop them off tomorrow. So, yeah. I do not have a project page for the hair tie things because I can't. If somebody wants it, drop question in show notes, and I'll go hunt up the thing. I think it's just like a Lion Brand pattern. I'll go find it and post the link.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, you know the earth has gone sideways because I'm crocheting. So I
definitely feel that it's different.
Yeah. Yeah. Voluntarily.
Right, and willingly. Maybe willingly is a stretch, but yeah. So I decided, not last week, 2 weeks ago in the store, a woman came in and she had a really cute hat on, and it had like sequins, but it was a really simple knit. And so I was like, and I was just kind of inspired, and mohair and whatever else. So I was kind of inspired. So I wandered around the store and I picked up these three. So this is Rowan Felted Tweed, the red one. The green one is Ariel mohair. And of course, the sparkly one is the Stellaris that we have here.
Awesome.
Which apparently has about 4,000 yards on each one of these spools. I don't remember how much there is.
600 and some.
Yeah, okay. And so I designed and knit a hat. It's probably, someone has probably designed this already, but it has these little ribbed sections on the side. It's actually easier to see on the inside because the deal is that apparently it's kind of reversible hat. And then you can see the pattern a little bit more. Oops, if I could actually put it in front of you, you could. So these, oh my goodness,
use your imagination.
Why can I not do this? So there's just these little rib sections, but it fits really nicely. And so I find very interesting is like this side is much greener and shinier than the other side, which is much red. The red shows through a little bit more.
Yeah, it just depends on how the layers are laying.
Yeah, I must have been, like the red is lying on top. So this is so far the no-name hat because I haven't picked a name for it yet, but I think I will finish the pattern. I will probably finish this tonight. As I said, I was trying to finish it at lunchtime today, but I didn't quite get to it. But it's really a cute little hat. I'm pretty excited about it. It fits really nicely. I don't like hats that like on your head, so this one, because it's got these little rib sections, it just sort of sits nicely and it doesn't feel tight. So it'll be a tiny bit slouchy maybe by the time I'm done, although that'll probably pull in pretty close to my head because it's all decrease rows now. So anyway, I'm kind of excited about it.
And it's perfect for the sparkle along, which is still going to the end of December.
So I'm thinking when I post this pattern, it might be free to podcast viewers for a little bit.
Cool.
And so if you put a note in the comments and you give me a way to contact you, like a RAV ID or an email, I can gift it to you once I put it up there.
Nice. Or we could give a code on the podcast that they can put into Ravelry.
That too. Yes.
Why don't...
Yeah, then it would be... that would be easier, probably. Yeah. It doesn't have a name.
Well, why don't we just call the Ravelry code MLY Sparkle?
Okay.
And that will get you the pattern when it goes live on Ravelry. We'll figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
So if you put it in your cart and put in the code MLY Sparkle, you can get this hat when it goes live.
Yeah. So the Rowan is a DK weight. I think it's not on sexist. The other thing that I have a hard thing that I don't love is when the ribbing is knit on one needle and then the hat is knit on a different needle. So I was pretty committed to finding a pattern, a way to knit the whole thing with one set of needles. Just because I just find that annoying. I did a little bit of stuff to make that possible. But you could easily knit it at a worsted weight. You don't have to knit it out of 3 different yarns, which obviously adds to the price point of it. But I will say something, it's very fun and sparkly.
It's fun and sparkly.
And it's really pretty. Very Christmassy. I was in the Christmas spirit.
Awesome.
So, and I probably will knit several more using the Stellaris because there's a lot of
There's
this.
a lot of Stellaris.
And for those that are wondering, I know you've seen us talk about it and whatever, and it's really skinny. Like, it's hard to
Yeah, it
describe.
doesn't
It's
add
really like
any-
just a thread.
Yep.
Um,
It's like a metal thread.
yeah. You don't even know it's there. That's like all three of them held together. So, I will say this is very soft.
Yes.
So, anyway, that was my entertainment while I was at my conference when I should have been paying attention. I was paying very much attention, and the people there know that I knit, and so it's very funny because they always come up and they're like, "What are you working on? What are you working on? What is it? Is it a headband?" So they were all guessing, and I was like, "No, it's a hat." And so during the course of the weekend, I had started, I think I had like just the edge brim or whatever, the first chunk of ribbing done when I got there. And so I knit the rest of it while I was there. And as it grew, like during the course of the conference, they would be like, "Yeah, it looks more like a hat. Oh, now I see. Now I see." It was kind of funny. And a couple of them are actual knitters, but many of them are not. This is an architecture conference. And so, anyway, it's always entertaining for me.
Nice.
And they are very aware that it actually makes me pay more attention, and then I'm much more alert.
Yeah.
Some of what we talk about is a little bit dry, and
Can help with the focus.
it's also this conference in particular, there were parts of it that were a little repetitive, and so, because there were different groups, but I was following one group, and so I heard the same conversation a couple times. Excuse me.
Nice.
Sparkle in my nose now.
Nice.
Anyway, so that was entertaining. I've enjoyed it a lot. It's really, it was a fun little knit, and it's pretty quick.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I mean, maybe follow the Instagram feed for the
Yes.
store, and Jen will do a posting, and then your
Yes.
special code will work on Ravelry for it.
Yes. And we may or may not do some kits. We'll see how it goes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I got on the Stellaris bandwagon too,
Mhm.
and also on the Sophie scarf bandwagon.
Mm.
That's how far I am.
Oh, that's pretty. Very pretty.
You can see the sparkle.
Yours is more evenly distributed than mine was for some reason.
Oh,
I think maybe because the mohair
I
is
just want to say, I think it's just
chunking it
because
up.
I'm doing only
too.
2.
Mm-hmm.
So the Sophie scarf is a petite knits pattern. It's just you do like really gradual increases to not very wide, and then you do decreases. So it's really kind of a long skinny scarf that's meant to wrap a couple of times and just kind of tie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little something. It's really cute. I'm knitting as the pattern calls for, so on 4s with I guess it's a DK, technically DK. I think it's technically a sport, but I'm using, which one is this? Because I bought like 3 different skeins because
You were going to knit 6 of them.
I was because it was going to be fast, and it's actually not as fast as I thought. So I'm using the Eco Pino
that's lovely yarn.
right now. Super nice. It's a cotton wool alpaca blend. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice and soft.
Yeah, super nice.
Mm-hmm.
So just fun little, like, once you get the pattern memorized
Yeah.
on the increase, it's like a 8-row.
Just have to keep track of where you are.
Keep track of where you are. Luckily, there's a really cool app that's a row counter that you can actually add to your watch. So I can just
I have one on my phone that I use
I have one on my
sometimes.
phone too, but there's one that
So my new approach to counting rows like that, other than the row counter bracelet, which I do have, and I sometimes use that. Yeah.
oh, I can't. No, it's just
I just put a stitch marker on the increase row, and then I count.
oh yeah. This is way
And then I
easier.
move it each time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yes.
So
Yes.
so it's a little slow going. I feel like it's slow going, but that's a lot more rows than I think
Yes.
I'm giving myself credit for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a pretty considerable amount of rows
Mm-hmm.
already.
Yes.
So I just started, I think, this weekend or maybe
Mm-hmm.
the end of last week.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
go on.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mindless knit,
Yeah.
which is good.
Perfect.
Though you do have to pay attention to make sure you're also catching the Stellaris.
Mm.
and I have at least one place where I can see I've missed a loop of Stellaris.
Yeah, I had that a couple. I didn't actually miss one, but I once or twice. And for me, I have the mohair in there as well, so you can't really tell, to be honest with you. So, it was just the only thing for me is I was pulling three skeins of yarn, and the Stellaris is on a tube, so it's annoying because it's like flip flopping all over the place. Yes. So I have it in plastic bags. But then I was like, it's very crinkly in this conference room.
I had one row where I missed a loop with a Stellaris, and then I kept going, and I looked down, and I was like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, the Stellaris was all the way back at the other end, so I had to, like, tink it all the way back to, like, catch it, because I didn't realize. I mean, there's not too many stitches, so it's not that big of a deal, but it was
annoying
just,
nonetheless.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I have to pay a little closer attention to this.
Yeah, the only other thing I've been working on is I just have been continuing to work on the sea glass sweater that no one wants to see anymore. But I think I'm getting pretty close. I know I say this every time, but I am getting pretty close to the bottom. So there's another chunk or so on there.
Awesome.
Yep. So
it's looking good.
Yeah. So maybe by the end of the Christmas holidays, that's my new. It's assuming I don't make a clock and some sleep socks and
so let's talk about this Yoka clock thing.
Oh, right.
Longtime podcast listeners might remember.
I vaguely remember you
that I had started one, perhaps a couple of years ago, and then just never did anything with it.
Did you make the whole thing?
No. I got like maybe this far.
Oh, it's a coaster, not a clock.
It's a little coaster right now. I think what happened, I have to go back and pull the project bag that it's in. I think what happened was I realized I did not have enough yarn.
Oh, yeah.
To do the color scheme that I wanted.
Yeah.
And so I sort of stalled out because I was just like, I don't have the brain space to try to sort this out or see if there's a alternative plan here that I want to do.
Yeah.
So
you'll see this a little bit later as well because I did hold it up then. So I've been thinking about it for a while actually, and I was telling Ange, so you'll hear this again in a minute, but the other night I was trying to figure out what time it was even. Oh, I think I was charging my Fitbit. That's why I didn't.
No.
So, as I said to Ange, it's not like I do not have timekeepers all around me. A phone, a wrist thing, the television, There are choices, but I just want a clock in my living room so I can see what time it is at a glance. So anyway, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I just decided that I was going to work on it. I have lots of scraps to use.
Should we do a clock along? I feel like we should do a clock along.
Sure.
Because that's something totally different. Fun project. Something totally different.
Yeah.
Let's do a clock along.
I think it's like a $10 pattern.
Yeah, it's not a cheap pattern.
But it has like very complete, not only knitting, but also the assembly and all the bits and pieces and how to put it together kind of thing on it. So... And there are, I think, 3 different, she has 3 different patterns in there, but she also teaches you, I glanced at it, I have not looked through at it thoroughly, but there is a note in there about you can adapt a yoke pattern, your favorite Fair Isle yoke pattern, to the clock. But you do need something probably that has 12 different sections.
Yes. So we'll just make it start now, like whatever. Like no, I mean it's we're losing
Ring in the new year.
Stuff. Ring in the new year.
Than that, though, because I don't.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe through like Valentine's Day or something, like the middle of February. That's like a couple.
Or when
of
the clocks go back.
Daylight savings.
There we go.
There we go. Perfect. Ends at the end of daylight savings.
Look at that. My brain is finally starting to work.
Isn't that? Wait, fun. No. Daylight
March.
Savings starts again or ends?
Know. Whatever we're in now, it's the opposite.
When we spring forward,
right,
is when
it's probably the first weekend in March.
The clock along ends. That's amazing.
It occurs to me that it's the night that I'm flying home from Hawaii. That'll be really not the least bit confusing.
We'll look up the date and include it in show notes. But when the clocks spring forward, clock along.
Right. Yes.
Amazing.
That'll be fun.
This will be fun.
Yeah.
Come rock the clock along with us.
You could make 2 or 4. How many
Now-
clocks do you need?
Now I'm going to be motivated to get mine out and sort out what the deal is with it.
Yeah. You
and
might
get
need
it
a stripe in
situated.
there or something to change your color if that's the
I-
case.
I mean, it's not like I don't have yarn.
Right.
Just go pick something else out.
Right.
Like, seriously. I
Right.
think I was like, oh, I'm going to use scraps and like
Yeah.
use up some of my little bits and bobs. You know
Mhm.
what? No. Just go find some skeins and deep stash. I got plenty of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no yarn shortage in my house
Yes. Right.
at all.
Yes. I think she has mostly 2 colors.
Yeah. Or 3 colors. And some of them are 3 colors. Like,
A, B, C.
Yeah.
Oh no, those are the 3 charts. Sorry.
yeah. I think you can be pretty
A
creative.
color
with it.
A, B, or C if using. So,
Yeah.
and really you need 100 yards of A, 65 yards of B, and 45 yards of color C. So this is not a big, definitely a good.
Yeah.
And so if you need, so that would be like 100 yards would be probably like a 25 gram skein of fingering because it's fingering weight.
Right.
And 65 yards would be like,
Less than that.
right, 15 grams.
I mean, you
maybe.
could
I
potentially
can
do
convert
it with
them to
some mini
grams for
skeins.
people. That's what I was just getting
Yeah.
at. Is I think, and 45 yards would be like a 10 gram mini.
Yeah.
So one of our little teeny weeny wools up front,
Yeah.
and color B could be 2.
I should just
2
go-
of our teeny weeny wools.
I should just go weigh my yarn that I started using because I bet I have enough. Like, I always think I'm going to run out. And
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. It makes a 12-inch diameter clock, in case you're wondering.
Oh, this is fun. Now I've got something. You know what? And you could add Solaris to it and make it sparkle.
You could. Maybe where the numbers are. There are no numbers, but where the pattern.
The pattern is for the. Just saying.
Yeah. The 3 patterns she has in there. So there's one that sort of is like a pine coney kind of one, I want to call it, for lack of a thistle maybe. I don't know. And then there's these other 2. So the bottom one reminds me of like cards, like the
Yeah.
spades
Yeah.
and clubs and what have you.
Yep.
And then the top one is like snowflakey kind of something or other.
Yeah.
She doesn't have them labeled other than A, B, and C. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do, but I feel like I need one that has more spokes in it somehow. So I know what time it is. 'Cause I think I need to know when the handle is on when the hand is on the number. So
Nice.
I might be tempted by the thistle one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to call it.
Awesome. All right. So join us for the clock along.
That's right. What time is it? It's time for the clock alarm.
It's time for the clock along.
Oh
It's going to
dear.
be so many jokes.
It's a
I can
long,
already
it's a
tell.
long evening already.
So we have a couple more pop-up markets coming up the next 2 Saturdays. So December 10th, we will have Bobolink Yarns and Yankee Rock Farm here from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come check out their stuff. They have gorgeous yarn, both of them.
That'll be really beautiful.
And then the 17th, Tammy from Wing on a Prayer Farm is going to be here from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So come show
More beautiful stuff.
Yeah, more beautiful stuff. Come show these folks some love. See the new things that we have in the store. Come, hang out. I'm not necessarily going to be here. My schedule's just gone like haywire. I may be just popping in to be like, hey, how's it going?
And next Saturday is my Christmas tree day, so
Yeah.
I may or may not make it myself.
We are getting ready to announce our spring classes or our 2023 class schedule for like January,
I feel
February,
like she might
March.
have even posted
It may
it.
already
I'm
be
not
out.
sure. I'm not sure.
There was
Yeah.
still, I know, some last minute tweaks happening. So take a look at that. We've got a lot of fun classes coming up, including one that might be putting in afterthought heels and sock tubes. Just saying that maybe I'm going to teach. I don't know. Could be fun. Could be a disaster. Come find out which way it goes. Could go either way. Depends on the day.
That's right.
Never know. We've got our most recent Seasons of Vermont box is out, the Harmony box,
Yes.
which is included in the earlier coupon code. So
yeah.
if you've been waiting for the opportunity, now is the time. to grab
so
a
much
box.
stuff in here. It's taking me forever to get it out.
So much stuff. And what's in this box?
So, as usual, we have beautiful yarn. So we have this exclusively dyed Deep Winter, it's called, skein of yarn from Kingdom Fleece and Fiber. And it's so funny because it sort of appears like bluey gray, and it is, but it's got red, it's got green, it's got all these beautiful colors in it. And each one is a little bit different. You can sort of see the blips of color when you knit with it. And then just to counterbalance it, we did a white skein from Green Mountain Spinnery. This is their Sylvan Spirit DK weight yarn, which is 50% wool, 50% tencel. And this is a 50-gram skein, and this is 100-gram. So this is like a heavier worsted weight, almost an Aran weight. It is Aran weight on her website. And then because it's winter time and it's the end of the year in balance theme, so Harmony seemed like the obvious choice. But we love the winter sports, and you have to enjoy the winter because there's a lot of dark and not as much light, so you have to get out there. So that was sort of the inspiration for the cowl. So it's a little bit of an A-line where it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. And so these are snowballs at the bottom, and then there's like starry, snowflakey kind of section, and then the ski section at the top, and then the Aran weight sort of grounds it. And you may say to yourself, well, those are two different weight yarns, but that is true. It was intentional.
Part of what makes it look awesome.
Yeah, so that the lacy weights were even lacier. So it's knit on a size 9 all the way through. So it knits up pretty fast, and but it was super fun to think about and to do. And then we have a little notions bag from Joan Fitzhugh. It fits you perfectly.
Nice.
So super cute celestial winter dark night sort of little bag. It's like 9 inches by 4 inches, I want to say. And then I can smell it even though we have it in a plastic bag. We have some soap / wool wash from Grace and Miss Mouse Soaps in the Holly Jolly scent flavor. I don't know. I'm not going to eat it, but it's just wintry smells. It smells delicious, actually. It's really good. So it's got I'm blanking on what it has. It's like orangey, cranberry, sort of wintry, spicy. It smells really good, actually. And we have, I made a little trio of stitch markers for this. So we have a moon and a sun and sort of the Celtic knot for infinity, sort of holding everything together. And we made little tins. So it comes with a little Must Love yarn tin that you can keep all of the progress keepers from this year's selection of things in. We have a little bit of hot chocolate because it's winter time, so you have to keep yourself warm when you come indoors from sledding. We have our normal selection of little treats, candies and maples, and that's that. So it's a really nice. So on the program for each box, which we put in every bag, we also have a recipe from Healthy Seasonal Recipes. I'm not sure this one is incredibly healthy, but maple bacon peanut brittle, kind of hard to resist in the wintertime. So a quick candy recipe for the holidays. So that's it. This box was, I feel like I say this every single time, but it was really fun to put this one together, and I love all the bits and pieces together and separately, so you should definitely take advantage of our little gift to you.
Nice. And so speaking of Seasons of Vermont, because a new Seasons of Vermont box has released, it is time to draw a prize from the Finished Objects Seasons of Vermont along, which we've been running in the Ravelry group. So the rules for that are you use the yarn from a box, or you use the pattern, or you show and we give you an extra entry. If there's
It's weird because the big lights are up front are still on, but the back lights came off.
Backlights came off.
Where the people are.
I know, right? And then when we release a new box, we will draw prizes. So we pulled some really fun. This is from Bobolink Yarns, who has done yarn for boxes. Some of the boxes for us. This is some of her settlement sock. So the winner is going to get these 2 skeins of the settlement sock. And
I think that was a limited
really
colorway from last summer. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So super fun. You could pair it with something else. You could use it together for a project. So it's a 75-25 wool nylon blend. 100 gram skein, 410 yards per skein. And so the reason why I was over here on my phone when Jen was talking was I was doing the stuff to pick the prize. And so the winner is post number 6, who's friend of the podcast, Jane.
Oh.
J.A. Stuff.
Awesome.
On Ravelry. So Jane, we have some yarn for you.
Awesome. That's great.
And she knit the shawl from June.
Oh, right.
Yeah, gorgeous.
It's funny, I was wearing
2-color shawl.
Yeah, at that same conference this week, and I was wearing the one that I made in the Fiber Stash, and the lighter and darker one.
Yeah.
And people were like, and then when you say you designed it, they're like I don't know, they just can't figure it out. It's so funny to be crafty. And a maker, when other people are not.
Totally. So Jane, I'm pretty sure we probably have your address somewhere, but just to make it clean, shoot us a message so that you saw it with confirming your mailing address, and we'll get that out in the mail. Or if you're going to be up here and want to snag them, they'll be here at the store for you. Whatever works.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Awesome. Your shawl was gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah.
Super pretty. So keep those entries coming. Like it's kind of just, it's a rolling thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And we have a prize. We're on top of things this week. Amazing.
We are.
Pulling prizes for the cables and lace along, because that ended at the end of November. So
wow, we are right on schedule.
Right on schedule. Crazy. And I just closed the thread, so it's been locked. And
you had up until 5 minutes ago.
Yes, that's true. It wasn't. It just got locked like 5 minutes ago. So you had like 6 extra days. But anyway, so in the intro, because it's cables and lace along, I pulled some yarn in our prize bin that is actually lace weight yarn, because I'm that person. I think this actually came out of my stash that I brought.
Beautiful.
So this is a Miss Babs lace weight. It's a merino silk blend.
Oh, it's so nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I believe this yarn was purchased about 11 or 12 years ago.
Still beautiful. Yeah.
Before Miss Babs got super crazy popular. Like it was when she was kind of just...
I was laughing at the name of it.
Yeah. That's probably why I bought it.
Yes. It's called A Day at the HMS Squirrel Shipwreck.
Yes. So...
Yeah. Oh,
it's a gorgeous, moody, like, beautiful lace weight yarn.
It's super big. It's a big...
It's 1,250 yards.
Yeah, 4.6 ounces. So it's actually kind of a hefty, like 115 gram or whatever.
And I have this pattern to go with it, which will be sent with the pattern. So it's a beautiful shawl.
It's a beautiful color.
You don't have to use the pattern for the shawl or the yarn for the shawl. But anyway, so our winner is post number 9. Who is 3 Red Dogs. And this is, where people get creative. She attached some lace wrist warmers to the sleeves of a sweater.
Is it Melanie Berg maybe that has a sweater that has a similar detail?
Yeah, it might be.
Or Isabel Kramer. It's one
Somebody.
of those two. Yeah.
Yeah. But Three
pretty.
Red Dogs
Beautiful.
is another friend of the podcast, Summer from Virginia. She makes lots of awesome things. And
It's
you know
a
what?
beautiful sweater.
Beautiful sweater, super creative, totally counts. Because, well, the sweater has lace on
And
it
the
too.
sweater has lace on it.
So, I mean, I understand
Absolutely.
that the wrist warmers were attached after the fact, but
They're part of
Totally
the sweater
fine.
now.
Summer, I feel like we have your address as well, but I think just in the interest of, in case
If you would like
addresses
this
changed-
anytime soon, it would
Yes.
behoove you to send us your
Yes.
address.
yeah, just, PM me on Ravelry, or get it to us, Ariana or someone here, and we'll get this out to you. So congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
Feeling real happy that we're on top of stuff.
It's like we're really organized people,
Oh my God.
which we are in our other lives. Because we wouldn't survive
I
in
know.
our other careers. But
Yeah.
oh, sometimes here, not so much.
I know. We still have the Warmth with the Yarn pile going on through the end of the year.
Yes, we have a nice collection of things back there, but
Yes.
always more. welcome.
Always more welcome. The Sparkle Along is still going. There's still time for the Sparkle
It's a super
Along.
fast hat. It'll be out by the time you see this.
Yep.
Right, by the end of the week, I
ends-
forgot. Right.
The Sparkle Along ends at the end of December, so still time to make a hat. Probably could still do one of these, or at least part of one, or something else.
There's a lot of really great little gifts.
so
out there.
many
You could
fun-
do a little ornament.
One of these
Right.
cat mouses with sparkle yarn and turn it into an ornament.
Yeah.
Cat mouse.
Also,
Catfish. Catfish. Mousefish. Mousefish.
I don't know. I like the cat mouse or whatever
No.
you called it. Mousefish. Fish
Mousefish.
mouse. I don't know.
I don't know.
Sorry, there's like a flashing light over there. Sorry. I think
Oh.
it's just one of our. I swear the electricians come, they fix all the light bulbs that are out, and then they're gone. And a week later,
Five more go out.
another light is like, I'm done.
So we were remiss
Yes.
in showing this fun new yarn that you
Oh, we
showed
have
up
lots
to the
of stuff
store.
to show, but we'll go through it fast. Yeah.
So this is new to us. This is Queensland Falkland worsted. It's just a good old fashioned 100% wool worsted weight yarn. We are bringing it in to replace our Plymouth Merino.
So it's a superwash.
This one I don't know is a superwash.
I think so because.
Because it has the washing machine thing on it.
Well, no, because the one we're replacing it with was superwash, so I wanna think that it is. Plus, it feels like
Yeah, it says easy care fine merino wool harvested from sheep ethically raised in the Falkland Islands. So that's the
it's
other
really soft.
reason we're bringing it in is we're trying to look for some of those sustainabilities and, folks who are looking at that in their production and raising of animals. So we have all of these great colors.
Can you see them all? Yeah, there we go. There's quite a few nice colors.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
And the other thing that we wanted to highlight is that we have
Putting the box down.
at the end.
For the last 5 minutes.
We had sort of a special order that came to us from Michelle at Woolens and Nosh. So we have some of her pretty felt garland on her Tarhi fingering base.
This was the show stealer at
this
Woolen Folk.
Was a huge seller at Woolen Folk. It is gorgeous in the skein, but all I can say is it is even more gorgeous knit up.
Yeah.
There's just something about this group of colors when it is knit that just is so amazing. You won't be sad if you buy this.
I think we have a picture on our website, maybe.
Yeah, of it knit up.
yeah.
It's
awesome.
And I was working on the heel of a sock that was knit in this, and people were walking by and being like, "What is that?" And you were like, "It's over there," and they were just pulling it off the rack. Like it's just there's something about it when it's knit up.
Yeah, and her fingering base is so
This
nice.
is
The
amazing.
Tarhi
Yeah.
fingering.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
super nice.
Yeah.
So check that out. Have that. It is it's supposed to be a Christmas pretty felt garland, but you
Yes.
could that's a year-round color.
It is
right
very
there.
Christmas. It's very alt Christmas actually
Yeah.
as well. So if you are looking for Christmas but not in your face, red, white, and green, this is your yarn.
This
It's
your
really
yarn. You could totally
yeah.
wear this any other time, and nobody would be like, "You have Christmas socks on."
right. But this time of year, you could definitely it would
Be like, "It's
definitely-
Christmas."
Right, exactly.
So yes.
Um,
And then we had a massive restock of
of the massive Rasta.
Rasta.
I only brought a couple. We have like 12 different
bunch.
colors, 10 different colors, but they're all so pretty.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a fun, fast, like hat project or cowl project,
We got you covered.
or even probably a fast sweater, I mean,
Honestly, this one I can't.
oh yeah,
even-
that's gorgeous.
This one is just gorgeous.
It's amazing.
As is this lovely deep,
Moody purple.
yeah, gorgeous.
Moody
Yeah.
purple.
In fact, you can almost.
Not
Nope.
quite. Nope.
It's over there behind us directly. But anyway, I just wanted to remind people because we were really low for a couple of weeks, but we are back.
Yeah, we are back.
We have a lot of
restock.
it, although it does fly out off
We
the
also
shelves.
we did a massive restock of our fiber stash, so we have a bunch more fingering. We've got some fingering tweed. We have some of her alpaca.
We have more worsted of hers
We have
than we
more
used to
worsted
So, yeah.
in a variety of colors, lots of fun colors. So come check it out. The wall looks so gorgeous and rainbowy right now. So pretty.
Yeah. And honestly, too, for that, if you see something, that you're having a hard time finding of hers, she'll do special orders for us all the time. So if you need one more skein or, you want a sweater's quantity or something, then
Just let us know. Happy to help you coordinate that.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Maybe.
that was a lot.
Was. But we did it fast, kind
We
of.
did it.
We did.
Yay! No,
Exactly. Now I can go home and have some leftovers
me too. Me too.
for dinner.
And see what's going on with the Cub Scout den meetings that are happening at my house right now.
Oh, that's why you wanted to do it tonight. Now we know.
Well, I really couldn't last night, but yes, this is part of the reason why tonight works.
Tuesdays may be the new
I did
night
not
going
need
forward.
to be there for that. Nor did I want to.
Yeah,
I might have been hiding in my room.
yeah. In the craft dungeon.
Oh, yeah. Probably downstairs in the craft dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we will podcast one more time.
One more time before the
Yeah.
holidays.
Although there's some other holidays. I haven't actually even looked to see what all the dates are for the
yeah.
various holidays. So if you have started early or on time for your holiday and are holidaying before we see you again, have a good one.
Yes.
And we will be back to drop into your inboxes maybe on Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas or something,
Christmas
right?
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Right.
We should be able to swing that.
Yeah.
Special
Gosh, which
holiday edition.
I will not sing because you would not like that. Right, so that means Christmas is 3 weeks away or less, which also means
Nobody panic. Actually, everybody panic.
it will not be 3 weeks. So do not take my word for it. When you
By the
watch
time
this,
this drops, it's going to be
2 weeks.
about 2 weeks. Yep. Yep.
Little shopping to be done.
Yes.
So maybe I need to get on that. I can't really put that off any longer.
So, anyway,
Enjoy.
good luck with that. Thanks for stopping by. If you need some quick gifts, we have that for you.
Oh, that's right.
come
We have a
see.
whole table of suggestions and a
Yes.
whole store of
Staff
options.
picks. We all did staff picks for holiday gifts this year.
I know it's going to be a shock. This was mine.
I might have picked project bags from my friend Joan Fitzhugh
Yeah,
because everybody needs another project bag.
that's right.
But there's some really awesome selections over there.
Yeah, there are.
So
Yeah. Yes.
come see what, sparks joy in the Must Love Yarn folks.
And
that's
for
on
those of you
table.
that have late shoppers in your family, you could come and make a little list and hand it off because we will have stuff
Yes.
ready
Yes.
and waiting for those late shoppers.
And if not, there's always gift cards. We have those too.
We do.
So,
It's true.
but anyway.
All right.
Well,
now we're wandering.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for stopping
guys.
by, hanging out with us for a little bit. We hope you had fun, maybe learned something. are excited to join our clock along, whatever. Inspired to make some, I don't know, mouse fish.
Inspired to buy yourself a gift.
Yeah,
Inspired by a free pattern that's coming this week.
something fun.
All kinds of stuff.
Beautiful project bags.
That's right.
We got you. Whatever you need. And fun prizes. So
That's right. This was a fun-filled
tons
podcast.
of stuff happening. So, well, we
Okay.
will see all of you soon. Thanks
In
for
2 weeks.
stopping by. And until we are here again, happy crafting.
See ya.
Bye.
Alrighty.
Hiding
Box of yarn.
behind.
That's right. Oh boy.
It's,
At least the lights will probably stay on.
I know the lights maybe will stay on. Hi there, everybody.
I feel very short because this box is here. Let's maybe do that. Oh no,
No, that's gonna make it worse.
that's fine.
Pull it back. Even more.
That's a little better. There we go. Hello.
Behind the box.
Right. Oh, all right.
Well, so it's been an interesting couple of weeks, for sure.
Yes, it's hard to believe it's been 2 weeks. Like,
No, it hasn't. That we've had Thanksgiving.
oh, Thanksgiving was in the middle of it. I was like, why does
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Thank you to everybody that came out over that weekend.
Yes, it's good. And since then,
awesome.
for our little pop-ups that we've been having,
Yep, we got 2 more, but
That's
we already
right.
talked about that,
or we will have
or we will have by the time you hear this.
in the past, present,
Yeah.
future tense. This conversation.
So we seem a little discombobulated. It's Tuesday, so the store's actually open. So
Yes.
there may be background noise for a
Or
change,
people.
or
Maybe
people
someone will stick their head,
poke their head over the
like a
top.
giraffe over the top of the,
What?
of the hedge.
Or you might hear the chimer.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Plus, yeah.
So Thanksgiving.
Plus, we're in that weird time of year that's
Yeah.
post Thanksgiving, pre Christmas, but lots of stuff
Super lots of things going on, which is part of the reason why we're
Yes.
podcasting on a Tuesday instead of a Monday.
to do. Mm-hmm.
It's because my schedule shifted around.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna unshift itself though, so we'll be able to go back to our normally scheduled
Our
program.
normally scheduled programming slash time. Yes. Yeah.
So let's see. We've been to the Nutcracker, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
My 6-year-old sat through the entire 2-hour performance, was engrossed.
Oh, that's awesome.
She was
Yeah.
delighted.
The Nutcracker is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
We used to go when I was a kid. I remember enjoying it.
Though the next day I asked her what she liked about the Nutcracker, and she said she liked the witch who was really a vampire. So I'm not really sure we watched the same performance.
I was like, I don't remember that being in there.
I believe it was the godfather uncle person who brings the toys at the party.
Also, it's been many years since I saw the Nutcracker.
Because he had on what could be described as a vampire-esque cape. And
Oh,
he was
the cape,
running
yeah.
around with the cape over
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah.
And so
But you like that person the best?
that's what she reported. And she also liked the mouse battle, the mouse soldier battle.
Mm-hmm.
Those were her favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, the witch who was really a vampire. So in case you didn't know, there's a vampire witch in the Nutcracker.
I think it's a modern interpretation.
Yeah.
It could. It's all in the way people see things.
Absolutely. The lens.
Yes,
So
that's right.
I guess we watch a lot of vampire-esque type things at my house, which would fit.
Yes. right.
Supernatural type.
Yeah, it's funny
things.
that's her go-to description. I
Yep.
find that amusing.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Until I linked it back to that
Yeah.
particular character, I was like, wow, were we at 2 different performances? Where was she?
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really remember. Isn't it funny? I have like little blips of memory of seeing it over the years, but I haven't watched it for a while. So
It'd been a really long time
Yeah.
since I had seen somebody's texting me. It's awesome.
oh, right.
Yeah, there it goes, right up on the screen.
Oh, which reminds me, I don't have my phone. Do I need my phone?
Probably.
Probably not. You think
I
I
don't
do?
know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, you're making a yoga clock.
Maybe.
I started one and then I got like this far in, and
I need a.
maybe we should have a yoga clock
Yeah, I need a clock in my living
Yoga
room because my when I switched out the cable whatever box thingy, the new box does not have the time on it. Not that I could really read the time on the previous one because it was in very small digital letters, but if I squinted just right, I could sort of read it. And so unless I'm in between shows and I can see the time on the television, which is also in very small type, it's not like I don't have a watch or a phone or whatever near me, but I would like to be able to just look at the wall and say, it's 5:28 or thereabouts.
Nice.
So anyway, I put a clock mechanism on my Christmas wish list for the fam.
Yes.
And so we shall see. So it's been on, I just bought the pattern actually, so that I could figure out what was needed to make the clock.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about
Maybe
it.
we should have a clock along.
Yeah, there's all these fun patterns that are in this pattern.
Then I could, get my act together and do mine.
All these cool. She has several different choices, or you could adapt your own favorite yoke pattern. Or so I haven't quite decided what pattern I'm going to do.
Awesome.
But I think also you can do it with scraps. That's my plan. I also don't have a record to put this on.
You
so,
can get 12-inch or wooden circular things with a hole
or
in
I
the
might
center.
cut it out of foam core.
Or you could do that too.
Because I'm crafty that way.
Or
So
probably a thick piece of cardboard.
yes, exactly right. Yes. So anyway, it's on my list of
I'm just
maybes.
lazy and would prefer to just order something pre-made.
I know, but I thought, well, that would be kind of fun in the living room.
That would be fun.
And I'm in the mood for like small projects right now. I'm not feeling the big stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll probably change also. Yeah.
Nice.
So we shall see.
Nice.
Yeah. So what have I done for the last 2 weeks? Thanksgiving, family, very nice, very pleasant. And then also nice and pleasant, but here for 3 days in a row. So there hasn't been much weekending. And then last Wednesday night, I flew down to DC for a conference. I came back Saturday. So I had Sunday, I took Sunday off from the store. But so that was good. And so it was kind of funny. I had my little anecdote about. So first of all, DC is always nice to go to, especially to fly into Reagan and to. As you come into the city, it was dark when we came into the city, but all the monuments were lit up. It's just a lovely, it's nice. So 2 stories actually. So Thursday was my first full day. It was a long day of sitting around, and then I had a 2-hour conference call with my office at the end of the day, and I was like, I got to get out of this building and take a walk. And so at 5:30 I go to take a walk. It's pitch black, Washington D.C., big urban city, but the hotel is right downtown, very close to the White House, like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I'll be safe walking around. There's definitely some sketchier people here and there, but it's fine. And so I'm walking towards the White House, and and they had lit the Christmas tree the night before, and I thought, well, I'm going to make a big loop and I'll see the Christmas tree, which I did, and it was a little underwhelming. Sorry if you live in DC, but it was fine. It was just anyway. But it took me a while to get there because, first of all, I walked through a demonstration, Big Tech versus Schumer, so that was exciting. And that road was closed off. And then I had to go out another block, and my loop was getting wider and wider instead of longer the way it was supposed to be. So then I come down at another street, and that's blocked off. And I did another block over and down, and all of a sudden there's all these. So now I'm sort of parallel to the White House as I'm continuing down the hill, and all of a sudden there's police everywhere, and they arrive and they shut the street down and cars drive around, and I was like, who's in there?
Yeah.
But of course you can't really see. It's very dramatic. Of course it was nighttime, so it was like
Even
lights
more
and
dramatic.
right. And so, and of course, because I had been paying no attention to the news, I didn't realize until the next day that it was the state dinner with the French president. So Macron was there for that. So I finished my loop, and there were buses and bands, and it was very exciting. And so then that was not really a brush with fame, but it was fame adjacent. So then on Saturday, this is a small town Vermont story. So on Saturday, I'm at the airport. I was waiting to board my plane, and I always look around because you think, Burlington, how big? I mean, there's always going to be someone you know, but there
I'm always surprised
almost
when
never
there's
is.
not somebody that I know.
And the 100 million times that I have flown to Burlington from God knows where in the United States, I have run into people I know like 4 times. But so I'm bent down talking to this little girl who had the most awesome pink velvet boots. I said, those are the cutest shoes I've ever seen. She's like, no, they're boots. I was like, okay. But as I stood up, this guy had come up behind me, and so I was next to me. So it's the mayor of Burlington, Moreau Weinberger. So I was, and of course it's one of those things where you recognize him. He's very recognizable. And, but of course he doesn't know you, but you feel like you know him.
Right.
So I was like, oh, hello. He was standing right next to me, in all fairness, and he startled me a little bit. So,
I know you.
And so I said something stupid like, "Oh, it's nice to see you again." And then I was like, "I haven't really seen him in person. It's always just been in the news or whatever." But anyway, he was very friendly, so he introduced himself and asked why I was there, and we had a little chit chat about that. Yes, small town Vermont is when the mayor is sitting 2 seats in front of you on the airplane. And he was there because he was Pat Leahy, our senior senator, is retiring, and so there was some sort of little. Yep. And I think he worked for him early on in his political career. So anyway, that was my my other brush with local fame.
Vermont, so fun.
Yeah.
So small, we feel like we know each other,
right?
Even when you don't know them.
Right. Exactly. Right. But, it's funny, of course, he's a politician, but he was very curious and asked me about the organization and whatever else that I was there for. So anyway, he's a nice guy, as it turns out.
Yes, he is.
Very personable. So that was my moment of excitement. But
awesome.
That's it. That's the last 2 weeks in a nutshell.
Well, I got to work a retail shift of a different kind.
Uh-oh.
Had to be the adult supervisor for the Scout Christmas tree and wreath sales on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Which...
do they use Shopify?
No, they do cash and check only.
Right.
And a check sheet every time you sell a tree. Very low tech.
Very high tech, yes.
Very, 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 very low. Like the lowest low tech you could manage.
But efficient.
But efficient.
Yes.
Because there's really only 2 things for sale. Christmas trees and wreaths.
And it does not matter how big they are.
Nope.
No one cares how tall. Right.
For all the trees. So that was super good. Though it was interesting because it was myself and my child. We didn't have any other scouts, so poor mom's getting to ride herd on her own child. He was good. He was right in there, but
yeah. Are they supposed to help
Yep.
the trees in the car and all that kind of stuff?
Help people pull trees off and do the little spiel and But it was cold. Sunday was not a warm day here, and it was very windy.
Yes, I was putting Christmas tree lights up now that I think about it. Yes.
So I guess I have to go back on this Sunday as well. So another day of that. And then I think the third Sunday, there's another grown-up that signed up. So I'm going to be off the hook.
That's good. That's getting very close. At that point, the Christmas trees will be kind of scrappy.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll be all gone, and then that'll be the end of that.
Yeah.
So, because that could happen too.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. I've also been making wreaths because the grown-ups help do wreath making. I have to go Thursday and make a bunch more because some people saw them and then they were like, we want some. And so now I'm apparently delivering leaf wreaths.
Just say no, Ange. That's a phrase that you need to learn.
I know.
Yes. It's all in the Christmas spirit of giving.
It's true. It's true. So that's
Yes.
and winter sports have started. It's just like we went from like not very much to all of a sudden like pow,
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and then the holidays, and I'm like, what?
Right. Right. Yeah, I gotta get myself organized. I don't really like to shop early, but it's better for me if I get my head together and do a little shopping. So, and I like to shop local if I can, so that sort of complicates things as well.
Right.
But
Well, because you have to find the time, and then you have to go, and
Yes.
then if you have to see if they have anyway, it's this whole thing.
yeah. Yes. Luckily, I don't have a million people to buy for. I have just enough, so it's fine. All things considered, it's just fine.
So I have to show off
Yeah.
my fun holiday. watch
Oh, yeah. It's the Grinch.
That one I'm not right now. It's the Grinch.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I have one with snowmen on it too, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fun.
it is fun. They have watch bands for everything.
Yes, they do.
I'm all in. I'm all in with watch bands. They're fun. Swap them up regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am always the same watch band person.
Watch bands and nails.
Right.
Fun
Yes,
holidays.
they're very Christmas.
Yes, very festive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Also too much work for me. Yeah.
Super fun.
Yes,
Super fun.
it's true.
So, let's see. We've had really weird weather here.
Yeah,
It's
pouring
really
rain.
cold, and now it's like 50 degrees and raining.
And yeah, as I said to Ange before we started, it feels colder to me. It's at least 5 or 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday, and it feels like it's 20 degrees colder.
No, it feels warmer because the wind's not blowing. That wind was
Oh,
awful.
yesterday when I went for my walk in the morning, I was like, oh, this is unbearably cold.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
ridiculous.
it was blowing hard. And this morning it was blowing too, but not quite as much.
Standing out on it Sunday for like 3.5 hours was not
Yes, right.
awful.
Yeah.
I had on like wool sweater, and I had like my thickest scarf, and I had vest and a coat and like
Did
four
you have
shirts.
an elf hat on by any chance?
Did not have an elf hat
Oh, I
on,
would have liked
but
a
I
picture
had
of that.
a red.
Mm-hmm.
It had a sheep hat, like the bobble hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold. I feel like my feet maybe are still not even warm.
Oh, yeah, that's problematic.
Yeah.
It's definitely that time of year. I actually bought a whole house humidifier yesterday because I've always done like, here's one in this room because, my house is not like a big open floor plan. And here's one over here. But I was just like, I'm done with like these makeshift things that all fall apart and the wicks don't last and whatever. So I went and bought one, and honestly, I turned it on before I went to bed last night, and I felt like it made a difference even this morning. It's
Interesting.
very dry at this time of year in Vermont, despite the rain and whatever. I can just like my lips and my fingers are falling apart already, and so anyway, that's
I
exciting.
can feel it in my eyes, and
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
have
like,
bloody
everywhere.
nose in the morning, and it's, so that's exciting.
That is exciting.
Yes, but my feet are also cold at this time of year, and so my other small project that I'm thinking about is, I know, knitting myself a little pair of sleep socks that are, I don't like having tight things around my feet though, so I'm feeling like I'm going to knit them at a very large gauge. So they're sort of loose and woolly at the same time.
Fun fact: cannot sleep with socks on.
If my feet get cold before I go to bed, I won't be able to go to sleep. So, but that's the problem, is that my feet get hot, and I also don't like my toes being constricted. So
That's my issue.
Yeah.
I don't like to have anything on my feet. But I will eventually warm up with our comforter and my husband, so he's very warm.
yes,
But yeah, I can't sleep with anything on my feet. In fact, when we go camping and it's really cold, it's like a problem because you have to sleep with socks on.
yeah,
And
even loose ones.
yeah, I don't.
Loose
like
ones
it at all.
don't bother me, so I was
Can't.
thinking I would knit myself like a loose pair
I
of
think
tube
it's
socks.
like a tactile thing. Like I like feeling the sheets on my feet.
Yeah. In the summer I do.
Versus
In the winter I need to be warm.
Yeah, I don't. Anyway.
Yeah. Although often I wake up with my feet outside the sheets, so it's too much warm. But see, wool is a good regulator instead of the, silly little sports socks that I've been wearing that are made out of cotton and plastic. So I'm going to experiment. We shall see. Who knows what I'm going to come back with in 2 weeks for projects.
Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Well,
Yes,
both of us come back
will.
with, because
There may be nothing.
who knows? Who knows at this point?
Yes,
I know.
that's true.
Because folks would have already known, but I've been doing some crocheting, so
Oh.
I don't even know what's happening over here. Right?
Scary.
Right. So we
I
should
have
probably
not.
get this started. Cause,
We should, because also I'm tired today for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
so,
Because it's dark.
right.
Alrighty.